In this video, we're going to show you how to install the power steering pressure switch on your Ford Focus located beside your power steering pump. With the hood open, you can go ahead and locate your coolant reservoir on the passenger side of the engine bay. It's going to be two 10mm bolts. Loosen and remove those. Save these. We're going to be reusing those. Follow the hose over here to the port on the side of the radiator neck, and we're going to go ahead and twist this off. Now, you might lose a little bit of coolant from here, but not enough to really make it a concern. Good to grab the unit, lift it up. There's a little tab down here that attaches to the motor mount, and it's just pushed onto a stud. Just pull that up, and it's just held on right here using these little tabs, these three tabs. There's no nut securing this in place. Now that we have the reservoir gone, I want to go ahead and locate the power steering reservoir right here. This is the lower inner portion. Right here is one of the intake runners, and then between it, you're going to locate the harness for that pressure switch. Now this little tab right here, we're going to use our pocket screwdriver here, and we're going to come in underneath the belt and up on the back side of our switch here and lift up on the tab. That tab is going to allow us to go ahead and pull that harness off. There we go. Now right here is the little tab. You're going to put your pocket screwdriver in and lift up on this tab here to get that connector off. This is the switch right here. I'm going to go ahead and unthread that. Now, one of our next steps that we need to do down below to gain access to that switch is we need to disconnect one of the lower fluid hoses here. But in order to do that, we're going to start by draining as much of the power steering fluid out of our reservoir, because when we disconnect that hose, fluid is going to want to run out. So we like to go ahead and take a little bit of spray solvent, clean up around the port where we're going to be opening up. We want to prevent any debris from falling down inside that power steering pump when we open this up. Doesn't have to be perfect, just get rid of that debris. And then at this point here, open up that cap and set that aside. Now we're going to use an extractor tool. You can use something as simple as a turkey baster or something to go ahead and suck this fluid out. And then we have a reservoir on the side here that we're going to put our fluid into. Pretty much taking out whatever we can. And we're going to set up a towel underneath to catch any residual fluid that's going to come out of that hose there and the reservoir. Now before we disconnect this hose, I am going to go ahead and grab a towel. You can use a rag. Just kind of tuck something around here to catch any of that fluid that might leak out. And place some cardboard as well underneath. Use our pliers, pinch that hose clamp, slide that right down. And then we're going to use our hose pliers. Go ahead and grab that hose. Do a little pinch and twist, break that free, and then start to work that off. All right, now that we have the hose out of the way, we're going to go ahead and access the base of our switch. Now we're going to use a 14mm open-ended wrench. come on in over here. There it is. Now I may lose a little bit more power steering fluid there. Don't have a lot of room to work a wrench in there, but you have just enough to get it out. Just kind of flipping that wrench back and forth. Now there is a rubber O-ring in here as well that's helping seal this unit. There it is. And take our new sensor, feed that down into position, and start to thread that in. And we're just going to reverse our procedure here. Go ahead and get your wrench on there, and we'll start to snug that down. Now there is a rubber O-ring on this here to help seal it. So what we're going to do is we're just basically going to snug this down. Once that bottoms out, you're pretty much good. It locks right down nice and tight. Now before we install our connector, you want to make sure that your red retainer is in place and that the rubber seal is seated down below. And go ahead and line this up with our switch. Go ahead and push that down. You're going to hear and feel it lock into position. Now that we have the switch installed, let's go ahead and install our hose here. Hose pliers come in handy. Line that up, pull it up into position, make sure it's fully seated. Go ahead and grab your pliers. Now at this point here, we're going to go ahead and install our cover, and then we're going to use some spray solvent and clean off all the residual power steering fluid down along the front of the engine. And we're just going to go ahead and throw this cover on, and let's go ahead and spray down the engine area here. Don't forget to clean off the bottom side of the engine if you did lose a bit of power steering fluid. Don't forget we now need to top off the power steering fluid. Now let's go ahead and fill up our reservoir. Right on the side here, it has a max and a min line. They are really close to one another, but we're going to go ahead and open up our cap, and we're going to fill up our power steering reservoir with the appropriate fluid. All right, our reservoir is at our full line, or our max line. Let's go ahead and put the cover on. Let's now install our reservoir. Let's go ahead and drop this into position. We want to go ahead and lower this lower tab onto the engine mount stud here. Push it down. Let's go ahead and install our two 10mm bolts. Now just going to gently snug these down. Just seat those. And go ahead and install our expansion tank hose here. Just have to position the hose a little bit different. Install that. And then of course we can go ahead and fill up our reservoir. Open up the cap. Use a clean funnel. And then use the appropriate coolant to fill up that tank. Once you're filled up, go ahead and remove that. Put your cap on, and you're all set.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.